Welcome to the Confidence Tea Podcast, where we brew up inspiration, self-discovery, and a sprinkle of empowerment, all over a cup of tea. Please welcome your host, Virginie Madiston. Virginie is a passionate advocate for personal growth and wellness, blending the art of tea with the journey of confidence. With a background in psychology, theology, and coaching, she believes every sip of tea can lead to a transformed mind, edified soul, and activated confidence. So get ready to steep yourself in uplifting conversations, insightful stories, and practical wisdom. Without further ado, here's your host of the Confidence Tea Podcast, Virginie Madiston.
Hey, Confidence Tea lovers. Welcome to Confidence Tea Infusions. I am so excited. I have two very special guests with me tonight, and I cannot wait for you guys to meet these two wonderful, lovely ladies. And we get to have this amazing conversation about confidence. So, if this is your first time tuning in to Confidence Tea Infusions, welcome, welcome, and welcome. I am so happy that you tuned in today, where we get to have a confidence building conversation. At Confidence Tea Infusions, we aim to transform your mind, edify your soul, and activate your confidence. We believe that tea coupled with conversation is the perfect remedy for everything. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to two of my lovely young ladies, Maya and Alex. So give them a round of applause. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
So I'm so excited that you guys decided to have this conversation with me tonight. We're going to be talking about confidence, and you guys kind of decided that you wanted to speak more from a younger approach. Sometimes I feel like I'm a teenager too, but I know I know that I'm not as young as I used to be, but I'm young at heart, right?
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about, you guys wanted to discuss confidence from a younger perspective and on a social media perspective, as well as what you guys feel are some of the labels that you guys face with beauty standards and dealing with confidence. So I'm super excited to get into this conversation with you both. Well, before we get started, I know I kind of gave everybody your name, but go ahead and introduce yourself to the Confidence Tea family and say hello.
I'm Maya, and
I'm Alex.
and we're sisters.
Yeah. She's the oldest, by the way, and I'm the second child.
Yes. So welcome, guys. So let's jump into this conversation about confidence. So before we get started, I kind of want to know from your perspective, Maya and Alex, what do you guys think confidence means? What does it mean to you?
Did you want to go first? Or
You
did
can
wanna
go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like confidence is just like I want to say being comfortable in your own skin, not worrying about what other people think about you, walking, talking, just doing everything with comfortability. I feel like that's what confidence is to me, at least a little bit.
Yeah. I would say the same thing. I feel like confidence is just, being comfortable with yourself and knowing your limits and knowing when to push past your limits. I feel like that's what confidence really means.
Yeah, knowing like your self-worth and like self-value.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Do you guys feel like confidence is something that as teenagers that you guys have often come across, and you guys, maybe you can think of, maybe some of your friends that may have issues in regards to their confidence, or even if you guys have had issues dealing with your own self-confidence?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Especially like growing up when we were kids, like we weren't as like vocal. We were very quiet. We didn't really talk to anybody unless spoken to. We were really shy, especially like with me during like college when I had to do like public speaking. I didn't want to do it. I would do everything in my power to avoid public speaking.
Yeah. Same thing with me.
And why do you think that was, Maya? Why do you think that was? Why were you always trying to avoid speaking in public?
Because I feel like all eyes are on me. So like if I mess up or if I say or do anything wrong, everyone's gonna notice, everyone's gonna see it, and everyone's gonna talk about it. So yeah, pretty much.
What about you, Alex?
I would say the same thing. I mean, I'm still like that to this day, but I feel like usually when I get comfortable with my surroundings, I start to like shed layers.
Okay.
But like I feel like that for me too. Like as I've gotten older, I've tend to like my shyness has kind of come down a little bit. I'm not like as shy as I used to be. I'm more kind of like outgoing now, but I'm still like very timid still.
So it's definitely still something that you guys are working on. It's a process. You would agree? Would you agree? It's like building your confidence has definitely been a process for you from the time you were, younger up until now, even, Maya talking about college. And by the way, I've known you guys your entire lives.
Yes. You knew us before we even came out, when we were in the womb.
In
right?
the stomach.
Yes.
And that's so fascinating, but to see you two blossom into these amazing, beautiful young women, who, and I feel like you both exude so much confidence, and I can look at you guys as, role models, for this generation. And really what I want to talk about is I want to kind of get your perspective on today's digital age, like, because again, you guys are the young ones, the youngins. What do you guys call, is it Gen Z's or
Yeah,
Gen
Gen
Z.
Z.
so the Gen Z's, from the Gen Z's perspective, how do you guys think, I know you guys are big on social media, glued to your phones. How do you guys think social media affects, confidence?
Did you want to go first this time?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go
Okay.
first.
I think confidence plays a huge role when it comes. I mean, social media plays a huge role when it comes to confidence, because I feel like social media paints like this standard for like a lot of young folks nowadays, and I feel like it has like a huge toll on them because it sets like this unrealistic standard that everybody has to meet, and they feel as though like if they don't meet that requirement, they're not good enough, or they don't have that capability of being confident.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Same thing. I feel like like she said, with social media, there's like it sets like this standard. Like we have to look a certain way, we have to be shaped a certain way, we have to have this, or we have to be eating out at these certain restaurants, we have to have the luxury cars, and sometimes like they don't put the behind the scenes of what actually comes to getting those things. So it can be hard. Like they don't talk about the bad, like how they got there. They usually just show how, like what they have.
The end result, right?
Yeah.
But not the work that is required to put in. And would you guys agree with me that for the most part, there's a lot of like faking it on social media as well, where
yes, definitely faking it. Of course, people will show like them going on these luxury vacations, but in reality, maybe they didn't pay for the vacation, or it was paid for, or they just show, or they just flash money. Like I said, luxury money, cars, wine and dining, like them getting their hair done, nails done, stuff like that. Just is, they don't show, like it may not necessarily be, how do I say it?
Like
real.
Yeah.
Like they're proud, they show the good part, but they may not show, like they might show themselves eating at a fancy restaurant, but they didn't show that they didn't front the bill for that restaurant.
Yeah.
Or, something like that. And that's the reality of it. And I always like to tell, people in general that what you see is not always the reality. And sometimes, would you guys agree with me, the person you might think that that person is living a dream, when in actuality they might actually be living a nightmare. They might not know.
That's why I say social media is not real. It's
It's
not real.
not.
It's not real. It's not real.
So how have you guys been able to, just maintain your confidence, even though seeing sometimes your friends on social media or seeing other people, how have you guys managed to just, stay in your lane and still maintain your confidence, while being a part of this generation? Because, this is like, technology is so the it factor now. So what are some things that you guys have done to to stay confident while dealing with society and societal pressures?
For me, I would say because we grew up in the church, so just constantly accepting the way, like just constantly accepting the way that God made me, of course, and then just looking myself in the mirror and just giving myself like I like that confidence booster, like you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are capable, you're just constantly reminding myself of that, for me at least.
Yeah. I would definitely say growing up in a church definitely contributed to having a lot of confidence. And I feel like also our mother definitely contributed.
Yeah, our mom,
She
for sure.
always on us about staying confident, never changing ourselves for anything.
Yeah, and I would say, yeah, our mom does play like a huge role in there. She's constantly telling us like, you are beautiful, you are worthy, like I said, you are worthy, you are that high standard, like,
Yeah.
and she doesn't let us forget it. She's constantly reminding us every day.
And knowing your mom, like, she's, even when like, she'll send me pictures of you guys, and even when you guys were younger, and I remember her always, like, she's always like, my beautiful daughter. Like, I knew when Maya started wearing makeup. I knew when Maya started, like, everything that you've done, I think she's always instilled just so much pride in you guys. And she's always acknowledged the fact that you guys are everything. Like, you guys are smart. She always talks about how intelligent you are. She's always talked about how beautiful you are. She has always, putting herself aside and making you guys always shine. And so I think that's one of the things that I do admire about your mom is now I can see how that has transferred and transpired onto you guys, because you guys illuminate confidence, and it's so amazing to see, just me, being a part of your lives for so long, and then seeing you guys as grown, little women.
Yeah. And our mom, like, she always like told us like how to properly like carry ourselves, like as a lady, like your hair can't look as, you have to make sure your hair is always put together. It's just some like physical aspects, but also mostly internal, because it's all like, you could look pretty on the outside, but you may not feel pretty on the inside. So it's all about like and it mainly has to do with your character.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, even talking to you guys, I feel like I'm having such a mature conversation, because again, you guys do carry yourselves in such a mature fashion. You guys are very articulate, and it's wonderful to be able to have just an amazing conversation. You would never know how young you guys are, because, and granted, I feel like I'm young with y'all, I'm right with y'all. Like, right, I'm 20 something. Yeah. And so, but what are some, I would say, like, To the people that are watching, like, other Gen Zs, like, what are some advice or some tips that you guys could offer to them, that for those that may be struggling in their confidence, or that may have some issues that they're dealing with as it relates to how they feel about themselves? What is, some advice or some tips that you guys could give those people?
For me, it's constantly just reminding yourself like you are the prize. Because even me now, sometimes I tend to forget like you are a woman, you are a lady, you hold so much value. And I like as a woman, we tend to forget that sometimes within ourselves. We may not be feeling it one day, or maybe feeling like down one day, but we just have to like constantly just remind yourselves like you are, like I said, you are beautiful. You are the prize always. That's for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
I would say to always put yourself first before everything. I feel like prioritizing yourself does also play a big role when it comes to
Yes.
confidence. And to piggyback of what she was saying, I feel like as though when you put yourself first and put yourself as like someone who has a really high value, you start to see it in yourself a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of like makes like a reflection of like who you are as a person.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. That is absolutely true. And really, I think, just in essence, building confidence is a lifelong process. It is a journey, and it's not something, it's almost like I always try to explain it to people. It's like working out, you build those confidence muscles, and it's something that you continuously do. You never arrive. There's no destination where you get to and you're just like, I'm just on top of the world, because sometimes life changes. Sometimes we might not always feel like our best selves, but it's almost like when you're working out, right? That muscle, it's muscle memory. If you're constantly pouring positivity into yourself, you're affirming yourself by telling yourself those positive words, then what's going to happen is, even if you have a moment of just, I don't feel like myself, what's going to happen is it's going to trigger like, oh, but this is who I am, and so that's why I always encourage people to continue to work those confidence muscles, because again, it's a journey, it's not a destination. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to share? I have one last question, and then but
Um,
before that, do you guys have anything else you want to share?
yeah, I do want to say something. Like with that journey, it's never gonna be easy. It's not like, oh, one day you tell yourself like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm confident, and then boom, like your confident is good, and then it's like you're never gonna have to remind yourself. No, you're gonna have to remain constant with it. You're gonna have to constantly remind yourself that you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are, and hold yourself to such high value. If not, then it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna happen overnight. It takes a long period of time, because even us, like it took us a long time to find like some type of confidence within ourselves.
Yeah.
It took like years. So yeah.
That's so true. You want to add anything, Alex?
I would say the same thing she's saying. I would also say that building confidence, I feel as though it's a never-ending thing. I feel like it's something that you just keep growing as you get older, and I feel like it's something that you just don't stop doing. Like there's no end goal. It just, you get more and more confident, and it just shows how you are as a person.
Yeah, and then as you get older, your face is gonna change, your body's gonna change. You lose weight, weight gets added on, your face gets like, you become like, it's a whole bunch of different things. So and that just takes a lot of acceptance. And I know like for me, like I was skinny in high school, and then my grown woman body didn't come till like after like mid college, and I had to accept it. Like it takes it. It's a journey for sure, but everybody can find that comfortability within themselves.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And I think it's important that we embrace, you know, and I said this on a past episode, but you have to embrace the body that you're given because your body's not a car. You don't have any spare parts laying around. So it's important that we take care of our body and we love our body, because if we don't love our body, then our body might be like, well, you don't like me then, so why am I going to be good to you? And so it's very important that we love our body, and we nurture our body, and we protect our body and take care of the bodies that God has given us.
Yeah.
What I really want to ask you guys is, before we end, is what are some of your future goals that you guys have? I know you guys have so many things, so many great aspirations. So I do want to, talk about just what are some of the future goals that you guys have, things that you're looking forward to.
Yeah. I would say some of my future goals, definitely going to med school, because I've heard that it's really hard, and I feel as though that's something that I want to take on because I like challenging myself.
Okay.
I feel as though that med school would be something that I'm really looking forward to because it's something that I really enjoy doing. And I'm also taking anatomy throughout high school, and I enjoy it a lot, even though it's a lot of note taking and a lot of lectures, but it's worth it. And I feel like that's something that I'm really going to take the risk for.
Oh, good for you. Because I know I did not like anatomy, honey. So kudos to you. And I definitely wish you the utmost success. What about you, Maya?
For me, I would just say having financial comfortability. Like, I don't ever want to have to worry about financial issues at all. Like, because that's just not just something that I have to really be worried about, but I don't want to have to, in case like something happens, like we just had the hurricane and stuff like that. Like, if I'm ever in a situation where I need like finances, I just want to be financially comfortable where I'm like, I could take a year off of work and then still be able to pay my bills, stuff like that. I just feel like is a big thing for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I definitely, Maya, I know you're going to do wonderful. You're going to go on, both of you are going to go on to do some amazing things. Thank you so much for coming in and taking this short time just to speak with me on confidence and on social perspectives and how social media has impacted confidence. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. And hopefully I get to have you guys back on the show sometime soon. Have a good one. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Confidence Tea Infusions. We just had special guests, Maya and Alex. And so if you would like to be a guest on Confidence Tea Podcast, feel free to send us an email at confidenceteainfusions@gmail.com. That way we can have you come on and share your story or give us some expert advice on confidence. I am your host, Virginia Madison, and thank you so much for tuning in. And if anybody has not told you today, you are beautiful. You are smart. You can do whatever you put your mind to. And again, if nobody has told you today, I love you. Take care. Until next time.